Hi everyone, I'm the Whisky Enthusiast. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have the Lochlea, a new distillery from the Lowlands, Ayrshire, and we have their first season. I think they're going to do seasonal releases, which we will follow through the seasons. And now they're up to their second one, so their second releases are just coming. So I thought it would be a good idea to taste all of their first releases of their first release years, to see what they can promise us for the upcoming years. Now, Lochlea obviously made, if you don't know, they made waves by getting John Campbell, the legendary master distiller of Laphroaig, to their side and making him responsible for the whiskey they produce. Laphroaig, this massive powerhouse of Islay, John Campbell was there for 27 years, and then all of a sudden he moved to this tiny farm distillery. It's literally a farm distillery. The family lives on the farm, who own it, and there's no visitor centers. They just do small crop whiskies. Very different style for Mr. Campbell, but let's see how he fares. I got these. Sorry about that. I got these samples from the spirit specialist. Also have a YouTube channel, so I'll just put the link down there. You can find these sample bottles that he gets new releases, and he tries a little bit, and then you can get the new releases from his website. Right, from the start, I have my notes here, so I don't want to get small because they did a live tasting, and yeah, I'm going to timestamp all of them. So we have the Lochlea first release. We have our Barley. Then the season starts. The Sowing Edition, first crop. I think they just released the second crop a couple of weeks ago. The Harvest Edition, Fallow Edition, and Ploughing Edition. Ploughing is supposed to represent winter. So we're talking winter, fall, summer, and spring. Yeah, I think so. I don't know much about farming, but let's start with the first release. All 46% ABV, all non-chill filled, all natural color. That's what we want from new distilleries. All right, I have my notebook here. So first release, it's a combination of first filled bourbon and Pedro Jimenez sherry casks. Let's go on the nose. Oh, that's pretty. It's very light, very floral. Sweet, a little bit jammy, a little bit jelly. So what did I put here? Light, floral, bourbon, zesty, oats, yeah, caramel, vanilla, all that. And I put honey nut Cheerios, and I put grapefruit here. Okay, I can get it. A little bit of a yeasty note as well, a little bit of buttery. On the palate, the first ever release. See, it is weird because I'm reading my notes here. I'm also thinking, but if I think and read, I think it might be a very long video. So I think I'm just going to read from my notes because I've recently done it. So I think it's just going to be the same. So on the palate, I get minerally, sweet and spice, honey. It is a bit bitey. It is a bit young. You can feel the youth on that one. A little bit of yeasty note, light chocolate, and nuts. The finish is spicy, sweet chocolate, and Maltesers I put. I get it because it's the honeycomb and the a little bit of minerally notes. Yeah, that was their first ever release. All right, guys, on to the second one. Our Barley. This is a combination of 50% ex-bourbon, 25% ex-sherry, and 25% STR. What is STR? Shaved, toasted, recharred. All of the new distilleries using STR in one way or another, and it just gives a young whiskey or young spirit chance to act as it's older. Invention of late Dr. Jim Swan. On the nose, Yeah, I'll just say something if I get something different. So I put oily, thick, dark honey, maple syrup, a little bit of wet wood. It's quite juicy, prickly, and vanilla. Yeah, that prickly bit comes from maybe oak, but this feels young as well. It feels a bit alcohol bitey. On the palate. Oh, yeah, I remember this. I don't like this one because of Parma violets. It's way, I really don't like this taste. Very perfumey, incredibly Parma violety, if that's the thing. See, I because I'm not English, I didn't grow up with Parma violets. I never knew what it was, but I kept reading it in the tasting notes of certain whiskeys, and I didn't know if that was the off note I was feeling. I always felt something like this, but I kept it as perfumey. Then my dear wife, thankfully, got Parma violets because she knew about this tasting note that was avoiding me. And I tried some, and yes, that was it. Like the light bulb moment, that was Parma violets. So, guys, while tasting whiskey, it's very important to taste a lot of different fruits, flavors, whether it's sweets or something. It will really open up your taste. I don't know. I don't want to say taste buds, but your taste reference points. The more you taste, the more you smell, the more you're gonna be able to. What's the word? You're going to be able to explain what you're tasting. Right, this is the Our Barley, and finish for me is minerally sweet and Parma violety and long. I do not like this, but if you like Parma violets on a whiskey, I think you're going to enjoy this one. Very perfumey. Right, starting the seasons. This is the first crop, and it is fresh first fill bourbon, 46% ABV. All of them are. Oh, wait, what? Where's our barley? Why did I read first crop? Sowing edition. Sorry, they all say first crop. Sorry, because it's first release. Sowing edition. I think I'm gonna, yeah. Sowing edition. So we're now at spring, I think. Yes. All right. Fresh first fill bourbon. Yeah. It's zesty, fruity. It's juicy. A little bit of a smoke there. Orange rind. Yeah. Light caramel, light vanilla. Fresh and zesty. On the palate. Yeah, I think I'm getting everything I wrote here, so I'm just going to read it to you. It's sweet, massively bourbon, ex-bourbon flavors are there. Hint of spice, oak spice. Chocolate, sweet cherries on the finish. Cinnamon spice on the palate. And a little bit of jalapenos, fresh jalapenos, not pickled. But very little spiciness. Mostly cinnamon, vanilla, sweet cherries, and a hint of chocolate. Moving on. We have the Harvest Edition. So we're in summer, exactly. Okay. This is 25% port, 25% sherry, and 50% ex-bourbon. Port is, as far as I remember, it's ruby port. Let's go. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is super sweet. Port is so apparent. Buttery, a little bit tannic. Minerally, I put cherry, honey, maple, marzipan, definitely. And tobacco, a little bit of tobacco note. Sherry would probably be Oloroso. Yeah, super sweet, hint of spice, but mostly sweet and tannic. On the palate. Oh, yeah. strawberries, but strawberry cream, like if you put on a pavlova or something. It is oily. Red fruits are there. Oh, it's very dry, very dry. Dark berries, but not super. And finishes tannic, dry, and well, I said spicy here, but I don't get the spice. Well, yeah, maybe a hint of cinnamon. Okay. Fallow Edition. We're in autumn right now. This is first fill Oloroso. Not a cask I love, but mostly I don't like it when it's combined with ex-bourbon. I generally am okay with first fill Oloroso. Oh, right. Yeah, perfect example of an Oloroso. So, caramel, sweet. It's a bit of a dark sweet. Maple, spice. Unfortunately, with Oloroso, I get a bit of a glue and sweat note. But pine wood, burnt wood, yeah, very woody. Not ashy, but quite woody, wet woody. A bit foresty. Candied apples. I put here plastic because I do get it, like a new plastic toy that you opened with Oloroso. Okay, on the palate. Yeah, flat coke. Red jams. It's chewy. It's very chewy. Whoa, it's chewy. Minerally. Sweet cherries. It's long. It's going. I think sherry lovers would enjoy this. It's a bit of a sherry bomb. Young, but quite strong. And moving on. Ploughing Edition. We're at winter. It's an ex-Islay barrel and quarter cask matured. Now, the master distiller is John Campbell. I think he worked somewhere before on Islay. So where could this cask come from? It's Laphroaig. Of course it's Laphroaig. So they don't do peated malted barley. They get a little bit of touch of peat from the casks their spirit matures in. A lot of distilleries do this, and if you're not a peat head, if you're not in love with the peat, it's like a little bit of a spice on the food. So a little salt and pepper. It really works wonders. It just gets that little bit of a peaty whiskey taste into their new make. And yeah, I mean, I dare anyone who smells this and says it's not peaty. I drink a lot of heavily peated stuff, and I have trouble getting peat from most of the so-called peaty, especially blends. But yeah, peaty, definitely. So, tobacco, ash, burning amber, sulfur, yeah, sweet peat, and bourbon. I completely agree with all of this on the palate. Right. I drank this, and then I read my notes. I saw Parma violets, and I'm like, oh no. It's not as strong as the previous one, where it was. What was it? It was the second one, wasn't it? Our barley, but it's there. But it's mostly salt, wet wood, wood smoke, a little bit of TCP. It's very minerally. But honestly, the finish is spicy and Parma violety. Not my thing. Although, I don't know why. So maybe their barley is a bit Parma violety. Their stills could impart that. I don't know. Right. This is Lochlea, guys. This is 6 of their first expressions before they moved on to the second season. I think they call it second crop. They released a cask strength one, but that's ex-bourbon plus Oloroso, which is my absolute nightmare combination. I absolutely hate that. So I can't drink that, so I'm not going to buy that. But it is promising. These are 3-year-old whiskeys from a new distillery who's never done anything like that. It's a farm distillery. It's literally a family who just grows crops and barley, and they just happen to get the most, well, one of the most badass distillers out there. So it's good. It's good to see John Campbell taking on new challenges. The spirit is good. I think they're gonna do great things. I'm looking forward to their new releases. But Lochlea is some distillery, a distillery to keep in mind, a distillery to keep on your radar. I would highly recommend you try one. Which one would I recommend the most? Which one would I recommend the most? You know what? I think Sowing Edition was fantastic. So I think I am going to, which was springtime, fresh first fill bourbon, obviously. Young spirit, fresh first fill bourbon. You do like it. You do like it. And yeah. The port one is good. It's a bit sweet. I mean, none of them are amazing, but I would highly recommend you go ahead and try a Lochlea. It's nice to support these new distilleries. And let me know what you think about Lochlea. If you ever tried an expression from them, if you have, please let me know. And that's it from me, guys. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It does mean a lot to me. And now I have a join. So if you would like to be a member and buy me more drams like this, you're more than welcome to. I know this was a bit long-winded, but I hope you, one of you or some of you got something out from this. I shall see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.